Let me quickly ask these two gentlemen here, because they are based in the Philippines. Now, what do you think contributed to the dive industry gaining popularity or reaching a boom in the industry? Let's start with you, Gatsi, please.
For as far as the Philippines is concerned, well, I mean, again, I'll take it back to the information age, right? Now that everybody's online, everybody's posting websites. I mean, you don't even have to. You can even go to pre social media, right? And a lot more information was starting to come out of from the Philippines, right? And showing how great the diving was actually here. So that definitely uh, got people's attention and said, "Hey, looks like Philippines is one of the hot spots in the world, right? If not the hotspot for diving, for biodiversity, for you know for a whole bunch of stuff." So I think I'd probably go towards that direction. And of course, also the the dive show, the physical dive shows are quite important, right? In the Philippines, at the beginning, I mean, when I first started going to DEMA, my first one was in 2000, right? And it didn't seem like the Philippines was very active, right? But then in about like 2004, 2003, all of a sudden the Philippines started realizing that it's very important to have a presence in these trade shows, and also to have the right people there. People like Lin, like Bob Yin, and all these guys who can really talk about the Philippines and really promote it. So, and there's a combination of those things.
And your book, all of your books have been good too, Gutsy.
Well, yeah, the Anilao book definitely. What Anilao book did, it showed that Anilao was not just a place that you could that you go to for your checkout dive, right? It's everybody used to say, "I'm just diving Anilao, just Anilao," right? It made people realize, like, wow, there's a lot of stuff here, stuff and then it started, getting attention, especially with macro photographers, to go there and get images.
Well, back in the day, when I talked to people back in the day for me was in the 80s. When I talked to people that would come and dive in the Philippines, and ask them how they got here, they'd say, "Well, we heard about it from somebody else, so it was word of mouth, you know." And as that progressed, a lot of the other people would come and spread that message. Since digital came along, the ball game changed. A lot of the images were now out, and it was easier to get good images to pretty much showcase this. And I think also the infrastructure in the Philippines has improved. So I mentioned a bunch of Japanese before, and Japanese tourists would come because there was a direct flight from Narita to Cebu. And those were pretty much the only tourists we have now. Right now, we have 13 different direct flights coming from other countries to Cebu almost daily. So that also helped with bringing in more tourists.